Hello, I'm Beth the Builder, and I am at my mom's house this week. So I've been doing some odds and ends for her, and one of them is gonna be to replace her garbage disposal. It's older and it just stopped working, so she asked me if I would be interested in replacing it, which I totally am because I'm into that, and I've done it before. We replaced ours at our house before we moved in, and we were just gifted one. Somebody just didn't want one. It was brand new, and they were like, I don't care about it, so you can just have it. And we were like, okay, thanks. I'm not sold on garbage disposals, so that wasn't something that we were gonna spend money on at the time. I think they can pose some problems because people think of them as like a magic garbage be gone, and they are not. Like, that stuff is still going down your drains, which I think can cause some problems. But that's a different conversation, probably about plumbing or something. So she's got a new one. It's the Incinerator Badger 5. It's a half horsepower. Seems like a pretty solid one. I don't remember what ours is at my house, so I couldn't tell you like a comparison of installing them or whatever, because I don't remember what kind it is or even like much about installing it. I remember it being pretty easy. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna take out this old one. It's gross. I'm not excited about that, but it should be fine. And then we'll get to installing this new guy, and I'll try and show you all the pieces and the steps. It's all pretty simple. And then there's just some basic little wiring stuff of like connecting new wiring to this guy. Should be pretty simple. I don't remember being intimidated about it at my house, so this should be like a walk in the park or something. A quick note about a thing that I've started, which is my Patreon. I don't want to say things and then just leave people hanging about like what the heck that is. If you don't know what Patreon is, here is me summing up what that is. It is a way to financially support your favorite content creators, and then the creator, puts extra content out or early access to content or merch or whatever the heck as a way to thank you for that support. So that's what it is. Patreon is a way to financially support your favorite content creators. There, boom. Did it. Under a minute. Under 30 seconds. However long this is. This amount of time. Alrighty, so this was not as complicated as I thought. So I took this old one off, and there is a little reset, well, it's a jam button on the bottom. Well, this one, it was like way on the other side, so you couldn't even see it. And I didn't know this existed on garbage disposals, so I looked it up quick. And yeah, it's for like if something gets jammed in the blades, you'll hit the jam button and then you use like an Allen wrench to unlock the motor. But I hit the jam button and then I plugged it back in just to see if it would work. And it did. So I cleaned it up a bunch because it was super gross, like all garbage disposals are. And I reinstalled it and it works. For the time being. I asked my mom, she thought it was probably a good 10 to 14 years old. So I don't know what the lifespan is on a garbage disposal, but this is at least like a little trick that you can try. If the motor is running, you can hit that jam button. On this new one that I had unboxed, it's on the bottom, it's right here. And on this one that's installed, it's on the back and it's a red button. So you can at least try that and see if that's the problem. If it's just the motor had locked up because there's something jammed, it might fix your problem and you don't have to spend $100 on a stupid garbage disposal. So for the time being, I called my mom and I said, do you want me to just go ahead and replace it? Or do you want to see if this kind of solves the problem? And, you know, obviously I can come back and replace it if this isn't a long-term fix. It might not be because I don't think garbage disposals necessarily are gonna last a super long time, but they don't get a ton of use. So I feel like you might get a few more years out of it and save you $120. So I'll post a picture of the bottom of the jam button and everything like that. Again, like on this new one, it's on the bottom. On this old one, it's on the back. So if you can feel around for it, you might need to unjam the motor. I am uncertain if this is really gonna solve this problem for any length of time, but it's worth a shot because if you don't have to replace it, like, why the heck would you? So this is a GE disposal. I looked up the model of it. If it keeps working, awesome. And if I have to come back and replace it, obviously my mom had already bought the new one, so it's not that big of a deal. But you know what? Sometimes troubleshooting is the way to go, and you don't know until you maybe tear it apart. So I'm glad I did because I cleaned it all up and it looks way better. It'll probably run a lot smoother without all that gunk in there. And yeah, maybe have just solved the problem with just a little bit of TLC. It took me maybe like half an hour, 20 minutes. Like it didn't really take me that long. So yeah, maybe I'll be back to just straight up replace it. But for the time being, I mean, go and troubleshoot your stupid garbage disposal. They are a silly modern appliance, but they can be useful. I'll just leave it at that. Give me a like and subscribe if you like this. You can check out all the other places to follow me in the description below. Like I'm on Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr. And then I also have an Etsy shop and you can support me on Patreon like I already talked about. So I really appreciate that. If you subscribe to my highest tier on my Patreon, I'll give you a shout out. I mean, if you want. Like, if you don't want me to do that, I won't. But I will if you want me to for my highest tier as just like an extra special thank you to any of those people who would want to do that. Otherwise, I hope you like this. I hope you feel inspired to go, you know, troubleshoot your weird plumbing. And yeah, I'll be back next week with a new video, and thanks for watching!